football. They become household names, markers for a generation. More than any other, the one player who can turn a career on a given day. In each college football season, there are new ones reaching for new heights to become the man. Tonight, Brandon Stewart can fill a gap in his career by leading Texas A&M to success against the Florida State Seminoles, a highly ranked team with a 26-year-old sophomore quarterback Chris Weinke coming back from professional baseball. Tonight, Florida State and Texas A&M in the 16th Kickoff Classic on ABC Sports. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, and welcome to the 33rd consecutive season of college football here on ABC. This is a season that is going to end with the teams ranked 1 and 2 in the composite poll playing in Tempe, Arizona, January 4 next year for the National Collegiate Championship, a game that will be seen here on ABC Sports. Florida State and Ohio State share the opinion of being preseason number 1. Bobby Bowden brought a team here in '93, won a game, and went on to win his only national championship with the Noles. He's hoping that history will repeat, but he says he'd like to be playing a little lesser opponent than A&M. Bob Griese and Lynn Swann come along in a few moments, but right now some time with John Saunders and Todd Blackledge.
Burger King College Football Today. Burger King, home of that legendary flame-broiled taste. If you ask us, it just tastes better.
Back to Keith in just a moment, and we don't want to alarm everyone. We will be there in the studio in New York City throughout the season, scores and highlights. But boy, it's nice to get out once in a while.
Oh, it's great. We got the A&M band in front of us. We got a perfect view of the field. Let's kick it off.
All right, I'll tell you what, at halftime, get your pencil, get your paper out, because we're going to explain the Bowl Championship Series. All these games on ABC. The Rose Bowl brought to you by AT&T. The Nokia Sugar Bowl, the FedEx Orange Bowl, and the national championship game this year, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. We like this, 1 against 2.
Yeah, you know, it's not a perfect solution, but I'll tell you what, it's by far the best thing that we've had, and judging by the attitudes of the powers that be in college football, it's the best we're going to get for a while. Bottom line, on January 4, we get the game that everybody wants.
Also at halftime, we're going to talk about which teams might have a chance to get to that game. You really feel it's wide open.
Well, every team starts here with great expectations, but we feel that there are 7 teams that have the best shot of getting to Tempe. One of them we'll see tonight. We'll look at all of them in halftime.
All right, that's coming up at a halftime, but still to come. We've got the first half, what promises to be a terrific game. Bobby Bowden, can he do it once again? You heard Keith talk about it back in '93. He took a team to this game, won it, and went on to win a national championship. Keith, Bob, and Lynn when we return.
At Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the temperature is going to be about low 70s maybe by halftime, and that's quite good considering what it's been in other places. Let's turn now to our analyst Bob Griese, who sits in this chair for the 12th consecutive season. Nobody's ever been there longer. Welcome back.
You must have chased some of them away, Hawk.
The quarterback matchup tonight's interesting.
It's good to see you back, too, partner. And I know why you're smiling. I'm looking forward to this quarterback matchup tonight, Keith. Brandon Stewart started his career out at Tennessee, left there, transferred back to A&M after he lost the job to Peyton Manning. He's had 24 starts. He's a fifth-year senior. 24 starts to mixed reviews ready. This year is his year. It's his last. The torch has been handed to him, but tonight is a very tough assignment. He goes up against one of the toughest, the most physical and aggressive defenses in all of college football. Chris Weinke, on the other hand, is an interesting story, very intriguing. 26 years old, a sophomore. He's played football, but he just hasn't played in 8 years because he spent 6 years playing minor league baseball. He was the National High School Player of the Year back in 1989, and Bobby says, I love everything about this kid. I like the way he leads. I like the way he studies. He's mature, and he says, I really like the way he plays. And Riley, he says, I wish all my boys were 26. I'm looking forward to both of these guys, Keith.
Now a moment with our colleague on the field, Lynn Swann.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. You know, both teams are bringing in game plans that they expect will help them win, but also to protect them for the long road towards a conference or a national championship. Bobby Bowden will do it by being very conservative, but yet giving his key players a chance to gain some confidence that they can build on, especially his young or old quarterback. On the other side, R.C. Slocum. Now, he's going to take this decidedly underdog Aggie football team and give them a chance to win by taking more risks, playing on the edge. He doesn't want to go back to Texas and say, we could have won this ball game. We could have upset the #2 team in the country if only we had done something else. He wants that something else to be on the field, but yet, Keith, he doesn't want to put them on that perilous edge where they could get blown out by a talented Florida State football team.
All right, Swanee, thank you very much. The teams are in position. Florida State is the home team. They'll be wearing their traditional dark jerseys, the jerseys that literally glitter in the night when they play at home at Doak Campbell Stadium. The chilly starting lineup now for the Florida State Seminoles as they receive the ball. We'll get to it. Shane Leckler, Reggie Durden is the deep man for Florida State. This is Durden, number 1, deep Easter 33. Durden is so fast, Bobby says he doesn't always hear him go by. But he is really a quick one, so you might want to watch out for him if he gets his hands on the ball. So here are the Aggies wearing the white shirts, kicking it off, and Leckler got all of it. Knocks it down to the 1-yard line, and it's Feaster, the veteran, taking the ball, going to the outside and finding daylight. Crosses the 30 and goes out to the 35-yard line. So that little move by the veteran got him outside where there was room. Chilly starting lineup for the Florida State Seminoles now along the front. This group, bigger than any in the past, didn't run very well last year. They were 94th out of 112 1A teams on the ground. Wide receivers, a big strength. There's the great one, Peter Warwick, number 9. Number 80, Ron Dugan, 6'3", 190. He jumps 42 inches straight up. We'll give you the rest of them in a moment. Coming up to the line of scrimmage for his first snap now will be Chris Wanke.
Shotgun.
Go out of the shotgun on the first snap to get in time. Throws. It is completed to Peter Warwick. And Warwick is on his way down the sidelines and all the way to the Aggie 35-yard line. So they come out on the shotgun, a surprise. And bang, Wanke's first pass is a big play.
Pete Warwick's got excitement written all over him. Mark Richt calling the first play, gets him out of the pocket. First pass as a starter.
And no huddle offense, Bob.
Yes, sir.
30-yard gain on the play. They come right to the ball. And ready for the snap. Wanke changing his play now. He goes under center. Sets him up and gives the ball to Travis Minor. Minor is a year older and a year wiser as a sophomore. Dat Nguyen makes the tackle for Texas A&M, and you'll hear his name a lot tonight. But Travis Minor is the leader of that running back corps. The Texas A&M defense along the front, 3 down linemen, all sophomores, no senior defensive linemen on the roster. Linebackers led by Nguyen, and the defensive secondary we'll give you in a minute. Florida State goes back to Minor again, and Minor will go over the left side and get about a yard and a half on the play. The defensive secondary for Texas A&M, and they're a story here. It's a good group, but they are not very tall. As a matter of fact, that redshirt freshman is only 5'9", Jay Brooks. And here's Florida State coming out with Warwick and Dugans. These two guys are around 6'2", 3", and they can fly. So it may be a problem for the shorter man in this matchup.
I think we may see a matchup over there sometime tonight.
I've got a hunch. The ball is right on the 29-yard line of Texas A&M, where it is 3rd down now, and Wanke's second pass got his man. He was wide open, and the fumble the football. The Aggies have recovered it.
I think it was Rich Cody, the strong safety, that pulled that ball out of there, Keith.
And Anthony covered it for the Aggies, and Florida State turns it over.
Another rollout. The corners are playing off. The wide receiver just goes down and runs a hook. There you see Warwick just going down and stopping, picking up the first down. A&M was 3rd in the nation last year in turnover margin, and they start here this year with the first possession defensively.
First down on their own 22-yard line as they dodge a bullet. And And Brandon Stewart turns and hands the ball to DeAndre Hardiman. And we check Chile's starting lineup for the Aggies. Along the front, a critical group. Backs can't run and quarterbacks can't throw passes flat on their back. So this group's got to step up for A&M tonight. The wide receivers, another group that needs a big game. Help the quarterback when he's scrambling, and he's going to have to scramble some. The running backs are pretty good. Sir Parker will join this group and probably play some as a wideout because they need his speed, and he is a real burner. 2nd down and 8. It is Stewart throwing to the sidelines. They're holding him. The Florida State defender, number 4 over there, had him by the shirt tail and wouldn't let him run. Troy Saunders, and it was very flagrant. Chris Cole was the intended receiver.
You could see that all the way from here, couldn't you, Hoss?
He's got a stretching shirt on.
There you go, right here.
Watch
Play
this.
action pass. Saunders bites on the little stop, and then he says, all right, if I'm going to get beat, I'm not going to get beat for a touchdown. It's going to be a holding penalty.
20.
Bob, Keith, I talked to Brandon Stewart before the game. I said, is there any one thing you've seen of this team that tells you, boy, this looks great, we've got something that can work? And he said to me, man coverage. He believed his receivers could go by the defensive backs of Florida State. He had the confidence that they had the speed and the hands to do it. And he said, as long as I get the time, we're going to go after those corners.
And they can do it a lot of different ways. Play action pass, dropping back and throwing quickly. But the corners of Florida State, Saunders and Tay Cody, both get up and press all the time.
Ball is just short of the 35-yard line where it's a 1st down for the Aggies. Hardiman goes in motion. Stewart hands the ball inside, and the tackle is made beyond the line of scrimmage. DeAndre Hardiman was the man brought down, and number 73 looked like was the man that hit him first. Or
it was Johnson, 92.
Jerry Johnson, yeah. All right, the lineup defensively for Florida State. Jerry Johnson and Larry Smith, 2 of the best defensive tackles in the country, no question. Linebackers, they include number 45, Lamont Green. He's the leader. And the defensive secondary is very deep, and according to some of the Florida State players and coaches, may be the fastest secondary they've ever had in Tallahassee. Brandon Stewart turns. They'll stay with their running game. That is one of the basic strengths of Texas A&M, and this game will go out to about the 37-yard line. They are not a frivolous team. Dante Hall. I want to go back to Bobby, to R.C. Slocum in conversation I had with him yesterday, if I could, in talking about how to sort of nullify this Florida State defense. And he had said yesterday, and I'll give you that sound cut as soon as we have a chance to count it. Right now, it's a big play. 3rd down, and call it 7 for A&M. Stewart back, quick drop, pass away, sideline, pass is incomplete, and that time the coverage was perfect on the intended receiver. Mario Edwards all over Chris Taylor. But what R.C. Slocum had said was they had to have a vertical game. They got to throw the ball downfield some to get the Florida State defense off their quarterback's neck. And they tried it in that first possession and almost had a big play out of it. Now they'll have to go to the punt, and it'll be Shane Leckler, a 220-pound junior out of East Bernard, doing the kicking. Last year, he averaged 47 yards. That's the school record. Big leg. High hanger, back is Peter Warrick. And he goes down in a hurry with a penalty flag back there.
Is that a penalty flag or a beanbag?
It's a beanbag or a flag. It's a beanbag.
Well, they know about Pete Warrick. He ran back 4 punts for touchdowns last year. You got to give him 2 yards. You got to give him 2 yards, and I think that was very marginal. Probably a good call. The 4 touchdowns he ran back, 3 of them were nullified.
Hey, can you play Macarena?
Yeah, would you play Smoking Broken Heart? Hey, man, my girl left me. Could you send out a tune?
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, I got my baby back.
The Spine Tingler. The potential of a true sports car is something you experience, you feel, That first 300 became a legend in its own time.
The old 99 Chrysler 300M.
To get the feel of this automobile, you really have to drive it.
It holds the road with the widest stance of any other car in its class. The Chrysler 300M. The technology has changed, but the soul lives on. Lease the all-new 1999 Chrysler 300M for just $389 a month.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success. And that is why we measure success one investor at a time.
All in all, I'd hate being divorced. I try to find the good in it. I'm finally able to take a nice, peaceful...
The Secret Lives of Men premieres September 30th on ABC.
No score in the ball game. 11:03 to go in the first quarter. Each team has had it once. The ball is now at the Florida State 19-yard line, where it's first down for the Seminoles. Travis Minor, the deep back, has the ball. Searching through the cut, gets it out to about the 23 before he's brought down. Minor is the fellow from the city of the Red Stick, Baton Rouge, Warwick Dunn. He brings back members of Warwick Dunn, and they think he's going to grow up to be the same kind of a star. Frankie back out of the shotgun, sets up a screen, throws it short. Ball bounces off the hands of Minor and goes incomplete.
That ball was bobbled by Minor, but the ball was really underthrown. I think this shows you a little bit of some nerves by Chris Winkie. This ball could have been stuck in there. Watch from behind. Number 23 is going to slide over. He could have thrown that ball a little bit more crispy, a little bit more zip on it. Get up a little higher. Don't let him come back for it.
They stay in the shotgun. Lamar Glenn is the big blocking fullback, and once in a while will carry it. Frankie looking, goes to the sidelines. Minor has it. Ball is rather poorly thrown, though, and Minor had no chance to get his body going downfield. He had to break his stride and lean back for it. And so as a result, the Aggies recover and stop the play, and Florida State will have to punt it. The kicking game for the Seminoles this year is very, very good. On the one hand, there's Sebastian Janikowski, and on the other hand, there's this fellow, Keith Cottrell, and he can flat kill it. Averaged just under 40 yards last year. Low snap, gets it out, ball hangs up, fair catch. Texas A&M gets good field position on the exchange. First down, Aggies at the 43-yard line. NFL in prime time on ABC and ESPN this fall. Sunday night on ESPN, you have the Oakland Raiders in Kansas City, and then on ABC Monday night, New England and Denver. Denver being, of course, the defending champions of the National Football League. So Sunday, Monday, ESPN, ABC, and NFL in prime time.
A couple good quarterbacks in that Monday night game, Elway and Bledsoe, huh?
On the 43 exactly now. Brandon Stewart out and sets him up. And you got Sir Parker in the backfield. He's the quicker of the back. Ball fumbled, rolling around on the ground. The nose, jump all over it. And I would be surprised if they don't have it.
The ball was on the ground a long time.
Somebody kicked it or bumped into it and rolled it out, and Florida State gets it. So the Seminoles fumble one away, and now the Aggies have returned the favor, but they've done it on their own side of the field.
The center, number 77, is a redshirt freshman. This is his first game he's playing, and he's playing against two very good tackles in there, so I'm sure he's a little bit nervous also, Keith.
Looked like Troy Saunders came in and got the fumble.
Yeah, never got the snap.
Well, you're looking at Jerry Johnson and Larry Smith. You're looking at a load.
You know, the defensive ends at Florida get all the attention because they make the sacks, but it's those two tackles on the inside that cause all the havoc.
39-yard line, first down for the Seminoles. An opportunity here. Winky turns. He's going to throw it on first down. Sideline. Good. Pass is caught by Peter Warrick. Their intention is to get the ball to Warrick, hopefully 15 times a game. And they figure if they can accomplish that, good things are going to happen.
Yeah, Webster, number 39, is just playing about 10 yards off of him. And I'm sure that Florida State's attitude is, we'll take that all night long.
First down, ball goes to the 28-yard line, pickup of 11 yards.
Sure, A&M's attitude is just take away the deep throw, no big play.
And you got Brennan, offensive lineman, moving back off the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, and that'll be a motion.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5 yards.
So Ross Brennan got caught moving that time, the big guy from Marietta, Georgia.
Well, Keith, we're talking about Peter Ward getting the ball a lot of times in the ball game, but he has to be careful about feeling the pressure of making every play a big play. Now, here's an opportunity to get a first down. He's got a lot of coverage. He should have just dropped right down there, gotten the first down, and go on. He's taking a chance here on the punt return. He should have fair caught that. He has to not feel the pressure and not take too many risks, or he can hurt his football team.
Out of the shotgun, double wide, top of the picture, go the other way for Dugan. He's playing in place of Lavernus Coles, who's suspended for this ball game, and that ball was overthrown and incomplete. The double wides up there, he had maybe a better chance at the top of the picture than he did down at the bottom, as Warrick and Minnis were going deep. Roll out to the left. That's thrown away. He was looking at Warrick. Brooks was covering. That time they had the matchup they wanted.
Well, there was nobody open. They just they had two guys over there, and they were both covered. But this defense for A&M is pretty doggone good defense. They call them the Wrecking Crew. They were 19th in the nation last year in total defense, so a pretty good outfit.
Yeah, they're not a layup. You're not going to go through there without getting some marks on you. Third down and 15. Good protection, ball down the middle. Pass is caught by Dugan, and it is a first down for Florida State at the 14-yard line. Florida State's offensive front did a good job there. They were split, but nobody bothered their quarterback.
Well, they faked the draw to kind of hold the linebackers and then bring one of the wide receivers in over the middle of the field behind the linebacker that you influenced on the draw. Nice job by Winky and Dugans, just making sure you get the connection and picking up the first down.
On the 14-yard line. So the big fella, 6'5", 225 pounds from Minnesota, having a pretty good start here in the first quarter. No score in the ball game yet. This is Travis Minor on a delay, getting down to the 10-yard line for a pickup of 4 yards. Brought down by Dat Nguyen. Dat Nguyen is a Vietnamese born in a refugee camp in Fort Smith, Arkansas. He could be the first man ever to lead the team in tackles for 4 consecutive years. He is tied for the record at 3 with Ed Seminini, who played for the Aggies back in the 70s. He was a great one. Here's Minor inside the 5 and down close to the 3. He is close to his first down. Let's see about it.
Well, one of the things that Mark Richt, the offensive coordinator, told me is that this year they want to be able to get more balance run and pass. Last year was like 75% pass and 25% run. In fact, they were like 94th in the nation in running the football.
They've got the chains on the field trying for the first down, and he says you got it by a half a ball.
Here's a look at Mark. He's been around for a while. A quarterback himself, has tutored a lot of good quarterbacks at Florida State. You know, when you've got good passing and good coaching, players want to come.
Ball is just inside the 4-yard line. It is first down and goal for Florida State. Minor.
Everybody roll off, guys. Roll off.
He's going to have a yard and a half or so as they unstack him. Christian Rodriguez is in the bottom of that pileup down there for Texas A&M. Put it on the 3 and call it second down and go. .7:10 to play first quarter. Seminoles trying to take the lead. Minor up the middle. Touchdown. This is the kind of play that haunted the Seminoles all through the offseason, because they had 3 opportunities against the Florida Gators last year to do something, get to the end zone in short yardage. The offensive line didn't do it. This time they did it. In for the extra point try. Big leg there, and it's good. So at 7:02 to go in the first quarter, 8 plays, 39 yards after the fumble, they cash in the opportunity and lead 7-0. Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. Burger King, if you ask us, it just tastes better. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. And Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. Seven to nothing, the Florida State Seminoles take the lead here in the first quarter. Janikowski will kick it off. Bobby Bowden said he'd had a great fall, great training camp. Dante Hall, number 34, is a man they'd like to have handle this ball if they can get it in front of him.
Get on the other side.
Janikowski, 42 of 84 kickoffs last year, resulted in touchdowns.
Add another one to that one.
And he's not coming. So it'll come out to the 20, first down for Texas A&M.
Go back to the touchdown, Keith. Look at the block Carmichael and the center Thomas are going to make on the nose and the tackle. Here's Carmichael. They're both with a block, and they're going to create something. But watch Glenn on Dat Win. He's going to come in there and just right in the hole. The hole opens up, and Glenn on Dat Win is enough to get him into the end zone.
Brandon Stewart goes under center. Hardiman is the deep man. Stewart rolls to get a little room, gets his pass away. The pass is completed to Leroy Hodge, number 88. And Hodge is going to move it upfield to about an 8 or 9 yard gain.
I like the call, Keith. Offensive coordinator Steve Kragthorpe getting Brandon out of the pocket a little bit, rolling him to help the protection. No, he's not a sitting duck all the time. And a first down pass, always a great time to throw the ball, especially against a team like Florida State who rushes so well.
Gain of 8, second down, 2. Sir Parker, the deep man, in the backfield. He's got the ball. Got a first down. And then foul. All the way out across the 40 to the 42 before Dexter Jackson makes the tackle for the Seminoles.
Spiller, number 87, is going to get a nice block to hook the defensive end that allows Parker to get around with the speed that he has. It's a nice job getting around the corner.
They want him on the field with Dante Hall tonight sometimes, too, because they can move him up into a slot and turn him into a receiver. They figure they're going to need that speed to offset some of the defensive power of Florida State. First down, 42-yard line. Hodge in motion. Stewart looking to throw. Going big. And it's too high and incomplete. Intended for Chris Cole, a junior out of Orange, Texas, and Mario Edwards was defending on the play.
A&M's personality offensively, Keith, is to run the ball. They like to run it. A lot of high formation. They may set a record here tonight for first down passes. And they have to, because if they're going to try to beat a team like Florida State, they're going to have to throw on first down.
You've got to play some vertical football against Florida State.
And it's not going to be pretty. A lot of times you're going to miss it because those are low percentage passes. But when you hit them, you're going to hit them big.
2nd down and 10. 5:40 to go first quarter. 7-0 Florida State leading. Cashing in fumble recovery from 39 yards. Pitch goes to Sir Parker going to the other side. And he got a flag. Flag thrown by the referee. Trailing the play. Look out. Holding. That's Mickey Andrews there in the middle, and he's having a conversation with Dexter Jackson about what happened on the play. But I'll guarantee you that's the force right there behind the Florida State defense.
He's fun to talk to too. Mickey, he knows his stuff. But you know, this team has been good for a lot of years defensively, and it's because of that man right there.
We saw him yesterday, and I said, we walking out of the stadium, I said, Bob, there's Mickey. Look, Mickey, you're almost smiling. And he said, no, I'm not. I'm just being sociable. Kind of reminded me of the old W.C. Field line. If you're going to smile, do it first thing in the morning and get it over with.
10 yards, spotted a foul. Replay,
Penalty, bringing the ball back. Inside the 35. That's going to make it 2nd down and about 17 now.
Bobby says, we got speed. I said, what's the string? He said, speed. I said, Mickey, I said, what are all these linebackers with speed? He says, yeah, there's 2 kinds of speed. There's smart speed and there's dumb speed.
Double wide, bottom of the picture for the white-shirted Aggies. Run the ball up in the middle. Fumble, and it's recovered by Florida State. Picked up on the run, and the ball is going to be returned by Tommy Foley, a linebacker, inside the 35-yard line. So the Aggies have turned it over a 2nd time.
That may have been Johnson, 92 in the red jersey. Take a look. Yeah, that's Johnson, number 92, one of the defensive tackles in there. Polly is there to pick it up. Right there, good shot, guys. You got to cover that ball up. I'll tell you what, those 2 defensive tackles, Keith, was going to cause havoc all year long.
So from the 35, they scored a little while ago from the 39. So Chris Winke's out here again to pull the trigger, pitch that ball back to Travis Minor. They miss him in the backfield, and he gets a yard on what could have been about a 6 or 7 yard loss. He turns it in to a 2-yard gain. There's Tommy Polly, the man who picked up the ball and almost ran it in. He was close. They got guys you never heard of that can wreck your dreams.
Well, they lost Darrell Bush and Sam Cowart, and they plug in a couple other guys that were All-Americans in high school. They've just been waiting around.
Sideline pass, Dugans complete. And good for the 1st down. Well, give me a read in this first quarter on Winky now, Bob.
Well, I'm impressed. You know, he's been a little nervous on a couple of short arm to screen pass, and but I've been impressed with this kid. And you know, I would love. I've been talking with him yesterday, and just talking with him, his personality. I would love to have a 26-year-old be my quarterback.
It may be a kid to you and me, but his old man to his teammates.
Yeah. Well, Minor says he's one of us. The difference is we're broke and he isn't.
And Travis carries the ball on that play, and you're beginning. I think you can already see, though, the difference between Travis Minor this year and Travis a year ago. There were times a year ago he was a little timid going in there, kind of looking around for a little daylight. Now he's just squaring the shoulders, dropping that head, and whamming.
And he's only going to get better. Yep. I mean, the defense for Florida State is top-notch. This offense is just going to get better and better.
On 2nd down, out the shotgun, give it back to Minor, and he's down to the 15-yard line, and he's 2 yards short of the 1st down. So it'll be 3rd and 2 at 4:10 to play in the first quarter. Winky 6 out of 9 for 76 yards. Minor 10 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown so far. So they have pretty much dominated the offense. Peter Warwick's caught a couple. Dugans has caught a couple. Timeout. They burned their clock, and rather than take the penalty, they wanted to call the time. They'll have 2 remaining, and so they'll have some conversation here in the first quarter with the Noles leading 7-0.
To Florida State in 1989. He came for 4 days and then left to be a baseball player. And in his place, they had some pretty good quarterbacks. Brad Johnson quarterbacked the Seminoles for a while, and then Casey Weldon went 17-2. Charlie Ward won a national championship and a Heisman Trophy, and Danny Cannell, who is with the Giants, and then Thad Busby, 21-2. So there's a look at 5 pretty good quarterbacks who took the place when Chris Winkie went on to play baseball. But now Winkie's back, and he hopes that maybe someday down the road that he'll move on to the next level.
Well, Casey Weldon, Brad Johnson, and Charlie Ward sent him off to baseball, and the Deuce brought him back to football. 3rd down and 2. And it's Warwick on a reverse and short of the first down. They stop him just outside the 15-yard line.
Brandon Jennings, though, number 30, who makes this play, the free safety, saw the reverse coming around and then gets back there to slow him up. He doesn't make the tackle, but by pushing him back further, he allows the rest of the Aggies to get there.
Bradley, number 40, was the man that actually took him down. Here's Janikowski now for a field goal try. 16 out of 21 last year with a long of 56, which was a Florida State record. Left footer, hammers it up, and good. And at 3:04 to go in the first quarter, the Florida State Seminoles have turned 2 Texas A&M fumbles into a 10-point lead. Sebastian was a soccer player. With that name, you would suspect such a thing. He now calls Daytona Beach home. He's big guy, 255 pounds. He can just knock the air out of the football. Got it up high. Yard deep. Here comes Hall. There goes Hall. All the way out to midfield before the kicker, Janikowski, brought him down. Dante showing his heel.
Take a look at it from behind the return. Going to go straight up the center and veer off to the right. Nice job of blocking up front. They've got Peter. No, that's not Warwick. The kicker makes the play, huh?
Yep, Janikowski. Put it on the 49-yard line, where it's a first down for the Aggies, so they should be a little pumped after that. They've committed 2 turnovers, and that accounts for all of Florida State's scoring so far. Noles have 1 fumble. They lost. Well, let's see if the Aggies can mount something here. Aaron Oliver is one of the wideouts. Al Oliver's son. Remember Al? Great hitter with the Pirates. Man up close gets the ball. Hardiman. DeAndre Hardiman, the 232-pound senior out of Houston, hammers it across midfield, and for the first time in the football game, the Texas Aggies are on the Seminole side of the field.
There's 3 new starters in that offensive line for the Aggies going up against that veteran line of the Seminoles. Do a pretty nice job there at the line of scrimmage, but nobody gets on to the linebackers, and the linebackers make the play 2 yards downfield.
2nd down and 8. This is Dante Hall, and the pursuit coming from the other side with Todd Fryer tracking him down and making the tackle. Corey Simon, number 53, is now in the middle of that bunch, too.
Yeah, the Seminoles have a lot of backup players. Humphrey, the linebacker, is in there. 58 is Reynolds, the defensive end. 35 is Fryer.
Well, they put on that bull rush, and they got 3 guys in your backfield.
They're deep.
Out of the shotgun now. Ball back at midfield after the loss of a yard on 3rd down and 9. Brandon Stewart looking for some time. Runs and throws it away.
Had nobody open. The combination of press, tight bump and run coverage on the outside and a good hard pass rush from that defensive line gives you nowhere to go.
And that fellow right there, number 99, David Warren, he is from Tyler, Texas. And Earl Campbell is miffed that he went to Tallahassee.
There's the pressure. Got to eject, get out of the pocket.
All right, here's the punter now. Leckler's first punt tonight was 43 yards. Dee Feaster had gone deep, but there was something wrong, and Florida State has called a timeout. They have one remaining with 1:25 to play in the first quarter. Seminoles about to get the ball again. They lead 10-0. A determined roll through the end zone, and Florida State will possess it at their own 20. It'll go down as a 50-yard punt.
6 of 9, 76 yards. Not a bad start for Mr. Winkie. Hasn't started a college football game, or haven't started in a football game since 1989.
He came out of high school, though. He was one of the best in the country.
He was. We'll show you a few of the other players that came out that same year.
They go in the shotgun. Bobby loves that fast break stuff. And it's Winkie shaken off the tackler, gets the ball away, and it is incomplete. Thrown over the head of Travis Minor and into the crowd. No, not Minor. It's Marvin Minnis. That's Snoop. Snoop Minnis. He's made out of hamstrings and old leather. He claims 180 pounds, and he's not 180 pounds. Can't be.
Yeah, Minnis is Winkie is a heck of a lot bigger than Minnis. 6'5" and 225. Mark Richt says he's a lot like Jim Kelly was. Strong, tough to bring down. Mark Richt backed up Jim Kelly for a few years at the University of Miami.
Second down and 10. Minor, same lineup, and this time Travis got the ball after having faked it the last time, and he'll pick up a yard or so on the play.
We mentioned that there was a few other good players that came out of high school the same year that Chris Winkie did. Here's a few of the notable quarterbacks. Drew Bledsoe came out, went to Washington State. Kerry Collins. Trent Dilfer was a quarterback / linebacker. And the only reason he went to Fresno State is because they said, hey, you can play quarterback here. Everybody else wanted him as a linebacker.
Winkie, mind you, was ranked ahead in the opinion of the pollsters and whoever ranks the high school recruits ahead of those guys. Chris has passed it away down the middle. Warwick! Dee lost sight of the ball. Peter lost the sight of it. He almost put his hands up and accidentally caught it. It was so well thrown, but it was pretty obvious he didn't know exactly where it was.
Take a look from behind the quarterback. Winkie's going to keep it alive to slide up in the pocket. He threw it too far to the outside. See all the room, the open area to the left side. If he just laid it more to the inside.
Put some air under it.
You know, you learn from playing.
A little more air under it, and that's 6. Cottrell for his punt. First one was 36. And this is a wobbler that is fumbled and recovered by Texas A&M. Dante Hall had that thing ricochet right off his numbers, and he was very lucky to get it back. Calls his fair catch. Edwards Mario is right in front of him, but he's got his 2 yards, and then, ooh, he took his eye off of it.
Edwards seemed like he was slow to react when the ball was fumbled. He was staying away from him, giving him his six feet to catch it, but then if that guy fumbles the ball or even muffs it, if he muffs it, you can go after him and hit him.
Yep. Move your head that much, you ain't going to make any putts. First down from the 42. Stewart with a play action, gets it airborne. Got a man on the sidelines, and it is a penalty flag. The ball is caught. The flag doesn't mean anything. The ball is caught. First down, Texas A&M at the 13-yard line by Chris Cole. Defending was Troy Saunders. So that's the second time tonight that Cole has beaten Saunders. The other time, Saunders got hit with a holding call, but this time, Cole went up and got it.
Well, he mugged him.
He did everything but hit him with a hammer.
Yeah, it's another first down pass and going deep. As advertised, what we were told, Craig Thorpe and RC told us yesterday that you know, we're going to go after him deep down the sidelines. And that's what they've done. When they don't hit it, it comes back 2nd and 10, and that really sets you back as far as making first downs. But sooner or later, you're going to hit some of those.
45-yard gain. The quarter is over. So it's Florida State 10.
After number 2 ranked USC, led by Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson, faces top-ranked Ohio State. The Buckeyes, led by a sensational sophomore class, including Rex Kern and Jack Tatum, would dominate Southern Cal on its way to a 27-16 triumph and their 4th national championship. This year's national champion will be crowned in the title game of the Bowl Championship Series.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, fellas.
Brad, got something for you, man.
Hey, right on.
These got play now with Texas A&M manifesting its first real threat of the night to put some points on the board. First down at the Florida State 13-yard line. Along the front now, it's Campbell at tight end, Tucker, Spikes, McKinney, Hamelu, and Andy Vincent. Chris Cole, the wide out. Sir Parker is the deep man out of the I formation. That's Hardeman in front of him. Pitch it to Parker. Looking for a crack to sweep. Turns it inside. And goes for 2 yards, and here's 20.
Keith, there are a couple of big things that happened on that Stewart to Cole pass. Number one, the confidence of Stewart to be able to throw the ball deep, knowing there's a speedy defensive back there. Number two, and most important, is when he gets mugged, the receiver, Chris Cole, continues to fight for the ball. He makes the catch. Now, if he can stay on his feet, he goes in for the touchdown. You can't teach that. Now, Mickey Andrews has got to be upset at Saunders because he can run with him. He let him get to the outside so easily, Keith. A corner has got to jam the receiver, really slow him up, take him out of the timing of his pass play, then turn and run with the guy. Keith?
And Lenny, it was important that he caught that ball, even though that he got mugged and had an interference, because in college, interference goes 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and since he caught it, he got it all the way down there with the big gain.
A Florida State Seminole hurt on that last play. He started to sit up, and then they pushed him back down. It's Larry Smith, I believe. From this angle, I can't see his number, but it looks like it is Larry Smith, and time is out on the field for him after a gain of 2 yards. So everybody on the Florida State holding their breath. We'll be back after this word from our ABC stations. The injury to Larry Smith, he is off the field now, and they are starting to examine the right leg, and I can't tell you at this particular point in time what part of the leg it seems to be hurt.
Looked like it might be an ankle, Keith, which is good if it's not the knee.
Second down and 8 now for Texas A&M from the 11 of Florida State. Ball goes to Dante Hall. He's inside the 5 and down to about the 3. And here's Swanee to define the injury to Smith.
Well, Keith, Bob was right. They're saying it's an ankle sprain, a high ankle sprain. The lower part of that shin, you know, we've seen a lot of those injuries over the last couple of years. They take a long time seemingly to recover from it.
We've had people, the last 2 or 3 years, who've had several of those. They've been out for half a season.
Mickey Andrews was telling me just yesterday that Smith was the most dominant player in spring practice.
Third down and a short yard for a first down. Hall bangs in there, and he's going to have his first down. The Aggies are going to have a first and goal at the Florida State 2-yard line. Oh, Dante Hall slammed in there with some velocity.
Dante Hall is a big blocking fullback. They're missing their blocker. Watch the fullback block here. You're not going to see it.
That's Toombs.
Is that Toombs in there? That's the true freshman. Nope.
Toombs is in now. Jamar Toombs. They got him down on the program at 235 pounds. My foot. If he's 235 pounds, you can pull a wagon load of feathers because he's more like 260. And they go to Hardeman. Hardeman clawing and scratching and driving and pumping, and he's down just short of the goal line. He was walking on a couple of Seminoles there trying to get into the end zone, and they wouldn't turn him loose.
What was he doing, Hoss? He was clawing and scratching and thumping. Does that mean he gets anything at sea? No, he's short.
He's short of yards.
I'll tell you what, though, that big Toombs did get a good block.
Yeah, he's 260, 270, 235. My foot.
Seminoles led the nation in run defense.
Hardeman goes in there.
He's in.
Touchdown. for Texas A&M.
But A&M knows this kind of football. This is just good, hard-nosed, physical football. And this is like what they like to do. Get the I formation, get those big offensive linemen.
He fumbled that ball, didn't he?
No, he was
across.
Oh, no, he
before it came loose. And the kick is up and good. Russell Bynum from Lamarck, Texas. And the Aggies are back in the hunt. 6 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. That was Hardeman's 27th career rushing touchdown. So at 12:42 to go in the first half, it's 10-7.
Football, you've seen Dante Hall and Sir Parker. This is what the 3 backs have done in their career. Hardeman scoring that last touchdown. Look at the bottom right. He had 26 coming into the game. All of them averaging 5 yards a carry or more. And Keith, really the lead blocker to that group, the fullback, Mark Broyles, is going to probably miss the season with an eye infection, an eye disease. And he was the big bruising fullback that really led the way for all of them.
Yeah, he's got myasthenia gravis that causes double vision. High kick, going to hang down around the 3-yard line, and here comes Reggie Durden. And this is that burner that the Seminoles figure is going to light some candles for them this season. Just out beyond the 21-yard line. Our overhead shots tonight are courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes out of Pompano Beach, Florida. This year, Goodyear celebrates its 100th anniversary and 73rd consecutive year of the operation of the blimp. When the blimp's in town, you know something's shaking. Put it on the 22-yard line for the Noles. And Winkie comes up under center. Gives it to Travis Minor. Big hole over the right side. Minor looked, found it, and used it. And it's first down for Florida State. Rich Cody, the tackle for the Aggies.
It's a nice job by Minor. That ball was supposed to be run over the left side. He stops and just comes all the way back. Makes something out of nothing there.
That's patience. If you've got a line that's good enough to give you that time and you've got the patience to use it, you can come up with that kind of a play. Winkie back, pressure coming, pass away, pass thrown complete for Dugan, his 3rd of the night, and it's a pickup of about 5 yards. Dat Nguyen has been heard from 1 time. So they've handled that inside linebacker so far for Texas A&M. Remember in the Cotton Bowl game last year against UCLA, he had 20 tackles.
He's all over the place. I mean, he can run, and if you run right at him, he's strong enough to stand you up.
2nd down with Minor. A lot of pursuit. And he winds up losing about a yard when he could have lost 4-5. Sean Coriat. Yep, same family, makes the tackle.
Yeah. Brother Quentin in the pros. It's one thing this defense A&M can do is run sideline to sideline. They lost 5 of their 7 starters from last year, but the defensive line, all true sophomores, are talented but just inexperienced. But they can run.
3rd and 6, and they go to the shotgun. Bring it out to Minor. 3 Aggies over there. Can you get him? No. That's how agile he is. 3 of them, 3 white shirts there. He got away from the first fellow, and by the time he missed him, he was set himself up for some leverage and got his first down. Watch Webster now. He's going to miss him right here. And that sets him up for getting his legs under him and his head down and his shoulders square, and bang. First down, move the chain. 49-yard line.
A little bit like Ward Dunn. Spinning around like that, isn't it?
Yep. Stay in the shotgun. Winkie to the sideline. That's out of bounds. That's incomplete. Ron Dugan. Dugan's big guy, 6'3", 190. He's had to wait his turn to play. E.G. Green graduated, and that opened the door for him to get some playing time. Dee Feaster is now on the field in the backfield. For the Seminoles, they go double wide, bottom of the screen, 3 wide outs. Winky looking around, picks up his man, and Peter Warwick are not on the same page. Peter had stopped, and Winky led him by far too much. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10 now.
Well, he just rushed that one. He was looking downfield and came off to Peter. Just rushed it a little bit.
They don't huddle. They just wander around for a little bit, and then wham, they'll go up there, and he's going to go under center after calling the play. And here we go with 3rd and 10. Play action underneath. Ball thrown to Feaster out of the backfield, and D is down at the 45-yard line of Texas A&M, and that's 3 yards short of the first down. Jason Glenn from Houston getting a piece of that tackle.
It's a good series for the wrecking crew defensively for A&M.
It'll be the 3rd punt of the night now for Cottrell. He's 36-41 on his first 2. There's nobody deep right now for the Aggies. They haven't got a man. In fact, they probably only got 10 men on the field, and now they finally run somebody out there to go back in case they think or something to give them some room. And I think this will go to the end zone on the clock. So it'll come out to the 20, first down for the Aggies. And with 9:27 to play in the first half, we've got a 10-7 ball game with Florida State. Time for the Aflac trivia question. This week's question: which was the last school to defeat Florida State in their season opener, and in what year? We'll have the answer for you in a couple of minutes. Now, don't you wish you'd have ordered your Florida State yearbook? On the 20-yard line, first down for the Aggies. Brandon Stewart. Play action. Roll it out. Drop it off underneath to Derek Spiller, the tight end. And Spiller's up to about the 24-yard line. Tay Cody came in and walloped him. Cody is a 180-pounder. And Spiller is a 257-pounder. And I want to tell you, Cody took the legs away from him.
Spiller was tied for the lead in receptions last year with 25 as a tight end.
2nd down and 6. Lamar Toombs in that backfield is a blocker. They give it to Sir Parker. Boy, there's nothing there. You talk about roller skating in a buffalo herd. There you see it. "24-yard line, 3rd down and 6. Aggies stay with the quarterback under center. Go to a single back now with 3 wideouts. Single back is Parker. Good receiver. Caught 18 last year. Throw it down the middle. Oh, you're lucky to get that one back. Saunders covering Cole. Saunders covering Cole. And that'll bring in the punting team.
Brandon throws this ball in the gap, and Cole doesn't help him out. He just kind of pulls up, didn't want to run in there. It looked like he might have get hit. So I don't want any part of that.
And here's Leckler now for his 3rd punt, 43 and 50 on the first 2. This is a good snap. Kick is away. Pretty good kick. Fair catch is called back at the 37-yard line by Dee Feaster, and here's Swanee.
Thank you, Keith. I'm with Andre Wadsworth. He was a starting defensive end here last year, 1st-round pick of the Cardinals. First, I have to ask you, we know you should be in training camp. What's the status of your contract negotiations?
Well, I could give you the number to my agent, and I can call, but we're on national TV, so I don't want to give you that number right now so you can find out what's going on. So, I'm going to let that be to my agent. Let that go to my agent.
Okay, now, Give me an assessment. You're not too far removed from what this defense is attempting to do. How is that defensive line playing the Aggies tonight?
They're playing real well. They're coming off the ball, but they're so young that I see they're playing kind of timid. But once they keep on playing, the defense will pick it up. But, you know, with Larry out, it's going to hurt a little bit because he was interchanging with Corey Simon now. So Corey Simon's probably played most of the plays tonight with Brian Malone backing him up a little bit.
What will they have to do to adjust if Larry Smith can't come back in the ballgame? He's getting an X right now.
Well, the thing they have to adjust is that those two guys, Jerry Johnson and Corey Simon's got to play a lot tonight because we usually have that three-man rotation going. But I think those two guys got to step it up, give a lot of energy tonight, but they should be conditioned enough to play well tonight.
Good luck. I hope to see you in Arizona soon.
Okay. All right.
Second down and 9 after Miner picked up a yard. Here's the pass thrown underneath to Marvin Minnis. And Snoop gets fumbled pretty good, and then fella running up the sideline wearing a striped shirt throws the flag. Well, let's see about that. That might be a late hit. I don't know. Block in the back, push, shove, something. It's against Florida State. The officials in tonight's ball game are from Conference USA. R.G. Jetelier is the referee. Frank Kosman, the umpire. Lee Rudder Jr., the linesman. Jim Twitty, the line judge. Wayne Kimes, the field judge. Chick DeCenci, the side judge. Andy Panucci, the back judge. And Kyle Hunter, the alternate.
So look at Winky's numbers, 9 of 16, 94 yards. Keith, if he was ever going to struggle in his college career, coming back after being away from it for so long, it was going to be in his first game, the first half, the first quarter. And I think I see a little bit of a lull there. He's missed some passes. He's not making the plays. It's normal that you're going to struggle early on. And he's going to learn a lot from this ball game. He just doesn't want to lose the game and learn a tough lesson after a loss.
About 7 minutes to go in the first half. 10-7. The Seminoles lead the Aggies. Out of the shotgun on second down and long. Bring it out here. It's almost picked off by Dat Nguyen. Dat Nguyen had his hands on the ball, and it was just fingers were an inch short. Boy, he had nothing between him and the goal line but warm summer air.
There's a look at Nguyen. He's on a blitz. He's coming around, and then he sees something funny. He sees the back leaving ahead of time. And most of your linebackers would just keep coming, but he says, something's fishy. That back's not blocking me. He's blocking delayed and going.
Winky is hammered for the first time tonight as he released the football, and the Aggies now show some penetration. Royland Bradley on a blitz, and they send the Seminole punting team onto the field, and that's the first real lick that Chris Winky has been given tonight. Dante Hall is waiting for the punt from Keith Cottrell, his 4th of the night. 36, 41, and 45 for Keith.
Kicks away.
This is low. He gives him a little room to return it. But he put up his right hand for the fair catch and will accept the field position at the 29-yard line on a 42-yard punt. So the Aggies have the ball, trailing by 3. Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. We measure success one investor at a time. Coors Brewing Company and your local Coors distributor. 21 means 21. And Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide. .6:39 to go in the first half of play. Texas A&M with the football at their own 29-yard line, trailing by 3 points. And they've got double wide receivers to the bottom of the picture. Hardeman is the single back. Gets the ball. And gets stumped. If he got back to the line of scrimmage, he's lucky. Jerry Johnson, the big old number 92 from Fort Pierce, Florida, hit him solid. Larry Smith in for x-rays of an injured right leg.
Keith, let's take a look at what they're looking at. They run this play up here in the middle, but look what they got on the outside. They got single coverage here and here and up here on the outside. This is when they've been throwing the ball, is on first down the field. You can't throw it out there every time, but that's what they're seeing a lot of the time on first down. That's why they're going deep.
You got Sir Parker in motion. That puts him outside as a wideout, and the ball is thrown to number 3, Eric Bernard, who is a tailback who has had all kinds of injury trouble and now finally healthy enough to play, and he gets that little swing pass and moves it up to the 34-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Bernard missed all of last year with a knee injury and still hasn't got that speed back, but he is the third. He's third in line behind Dante Hall and Sir Parker. You never have enough good running backs, Keith, did you know?
You never have too many. Cole comes to the bottom of the picture, double wide up there at the top now on 3rd down and 5. Oh, nope. That pass is away. The pass is completed to Oliver across the 40, and that'll be a 1st down. Aaron Oliver caught it right in front of Cody. Cody laid a lick on him. I mean, he hit him as hard as he could, but Oliver brought it down.
You got single coverage at the top. He's just going to go down and run a little bit of a slant. This is single coverage on the wide receivers. Nice catch and a 1st down.
41-yard line, 1st down. Dante Hall will pick up yard. Lamont Green getting a piece of that tackle.
Keith, you know, I played with Aaron Oliver. I know Aaron Oliver's father, Al Oliver, played for the Pirates in Pittsburgh. But Aaron had torn his cruciate ligament in his right knee in the spring practice. And they thought he was out for the season. They did a very rare procedure. They took the patella tendon from his other knee, and they created trauma in both knees. Now, I don't understand why it works, but by creating trauma in both knees, they allow him to recover faster, and he's playing tonight.
4 months ago, and he's back.
Yep, miracle. Pass caught at midfield and just across it by Daniel Kemble, the tight end. Stewart rolling out, buying a little time, was right on target with that one.
The versatility of Brandon Stewart, getting outside the pocket. Both of these tight ends are good receivers.
And as big as a house, he's 6'5", 260 pounds roughly. It's on midfield, and it's not quite a 1st down. 3rd down and 1.
And all 6 of those completions are to different receivers.
Big play right here for the Aggies. They'd like to drive one for a while, go to Dante Hall, and he's fighting for it. I don't know that he's got it. I don't know if he got it. They'll probably want the change for this one. They will. The referee has already called timeout. So let's see what happens as the boys with the chain come on the field. One of these days, Grease, you'll look at a football game and they'll do this by laser.
Well,
he's 6 inches short. So he's just short, and it looks like the Aggies are going.
Well, it's strength against strength. The Aggies know how to run the football, and Florida State defensively were #1 in the nation last year against the run.
4th and 6 inches. It is, as an old Big Ugly would say, gut check time.
The first thing I'd do here is have it on a staggered cadence and try and pull them offside.
I guarantee you, I'd be singing like a canary. Oh, you almost got one.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to snap it.
I don't either. Now they call timeout.
Yeah.
I love it. You almost got Jerry Johnson to jump, though. I mean, he wiggled, but he got back. And you've got a timeout.
By making it, this really gives a lot of momentum and a lot of positive flow to those players on the field and on the bench.
You know who was prominent in that yard and a half? Jamar Toombs, that big old freshman, fullback. Part of him went right over and in behind him, right off his hip.
He's already got a nickname. They call him the Bus.
First down from the 47-yard line for the Aggies. Stewart back getting some heat, and they sack him back at the 47-yard line. Now here's John Saunders.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Not a bad seat here for my partner Todd Blackledge and I. Coming up on Valvoline Halftime 98. Remember, get the pencils and the paper because we're going to examine the BCS, the Bowl Championship Series, and look for the teams to watch.
Yeah, Florida State, one of 7 teams that has a great shot of getting to Tempe.
All right, it's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 98. Right now, back to Keith and Bob.
All right, John, after that sack of the quarterback, it is 2nd down and 15 with Eric Bernard on the field. He's number 3. And they blitz him and throw it to Bernard, and he's taken down short of midfield by number 11, Dexter Jackson. So it is 3rd and long now for the Aggies. So they had a moment of heroism there in getting the first down.
It's a nice play by Jackson. The 2 linebackers are going to blitz, Keith. That means that the free safety has got to cover the tailback. Now watch as the linebackers blitz and the back comes out of the backfield. Look at the free safety come all the way over and make a good open field tackle against a good running back.
Well-coached defensive football team. 3rd down and 15. Stewart's pass high in the air and downfield, and the intended receiver, Matt Baumgartner, didn't know where it was. He looked inside, the ball thrown outside, and now the Aggies will punt.
Miscommunication. A lot of these routes that these receivers have, if they're in press position, you'll adjust and run something else. Obviously, they were off target on that one. Ray Dorr talking to Brandon on the sideline.
1:02 to play in the first half. Blackler's 4th punt of the night.
Kicks away.
What's a good one? Oh, it's in the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, a 52-yard punt. Earlier, we asked you the Aflac trivia question, which was the last school to defeat Florida State in the season opener, and in what year? Well, let Coach Bowden give you the answer.
About 6-7 years ago, we opened the season against Southern Miss in our backyard, and we were heavily favored, and we're supposed to beat them, and they had a quarterback named Brett Favre at quarterback, and they came in and picked us to pieces.
Are you listening, Joe Paterno?
Penn State.
Hey, Joe.
Next week.
Did you hear that? Southern Miss and Penn State. One of the games next Saturday here on ABC. That's where we're going. Might be exciting. The ball is handed off inside. And it's Travis Minor with a big run. Travis is out to about the 34-yard line for 14 yards, and that win made the tackle.
You know, Southern Miss has knocked a few people off down through the years, and you know, they're not fooling anybody anymore. They're conference champs, and I'm sure that Joe Paterno is not having a tough time selling his team.
Winky's going to get it. Ball is loose. Aggies got it. There goes touchdown for Texas A&M. Jay Brooks. Christian Rodriguez, number 2, hit Chris Winky right between the shoulder blades and knocked it loose. See why you played the game.
Here's going to be the roll right here. Rodriguez is here. He's just going to blitz and chase him down from the backside. You've got to have speed at linebacker to do this. That's a good call. That's for sure a fumble. No arm in the air at all. And defense shook this game up.
Carried it in, and now the Aggies with the lead. And here's the kick by Bynum. It's good. At 29 to go in the first half, it is now a 14-10 ball game. Texas A&M.
Early in the season, turnovers will get you every time. Rodriguez on a blitz. And the Wrecking Crew has a touchdown, a defensive touchdown. They had 4 of them last year. 3 on fumble recoveries and 1 on an interception return for a touchdown. That's the first one of 98.
The defense has turned the game for Texas A&M, and the Aggies have scored 14 unanswered points.
There's a look at tonight, what the turnovers have done. A&M has 2 turnovers, and they've scored 10 points off of it. Florida State has 2 turnovers and converted into 7.
They're playing on the rug here tonight. I'm sure you heard early on, if you watched some of the exhibition games out of here by the pro teams, that they were playing on grass. But they put the rug down for this event.
Kip, that's Keith. It's Christian Rodriguez there. He's the cousin to Alex Rodriguez. In fact, Alex was in town with Seattle, the shortstop, playing against the Yankees. I don't know whether or not they had time to get together, but Christian Rodriguez is an interesting story. He was abandoned by his father at birth and essentially made an orphan when his mother was sent to prison. He was the president of his class 3 years in a row in high school, and the top 5 of his class in graduation. Christian Rodriguez makes the biggest play of this game so far.
Look at this. That thing bouncing around, finally picked up by Reggie Durton, and Durton is jumped on by the Aggies at about the 22, 23-yard line, and that's where they'll go to work. Got a flag. Offsides against the kicking team, Texas A&M, and the Noles might want them to do it again. Next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern here on ABC Sports, regional action. Yep, he's still rolling up his britches. Coach Joe Paterno will send his Nittany Lions onto the field against the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Joe trying to win number 299. That's at 3:30 Eastern time. There will be other games. Michigan State will be out west. They'll be battling the Oregon Ducks, the Boston College Eagles against Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State Cowboys against the Kansas Jayhawks. So check the local listing in your area. I remember one time Paul Bryant used to schedule Southern Miss play Alabama.
Yeah.
Southern Miss came over there one time and whooped him.
Yeah.
Know what he said? Dang. And he didn't schedule them anymore for a while.
You used to spend a little time with the Bear, didn't you?
He was. They whooped him, too. They play good football. I'll tell you. Come out of Hattiesburg, and nobody seems to know much
after the
about
ball games, didn't you used to go over and sit down with him?
No.
Have a glass of iced tea or something?
Oh, yeah. Well, once in a while.
Wait a minute.
We can find a soft log. 30-yard line.
What was his drink of choice?
It's his business. That's out of bounds now. They're going to lose another unless they want to take it there, and that's about the 30. They can take it up on the 35 if they want.
A&M is thinking just opposite of what Florida State. They know they've got some big play guys back there to run them back, and they don't want to give them an opportunity.
It looks like Florida State will just go ahead and accept the ball at the...
We have a procedure against kicking team.
Where it went out. It went out at the 40, so they get a deal out of that.
By rule, Florida State elects to take the ball on the 40-yard line. First down.
First down for the Seminoles at the 40.
There's a look at Winky's numbers. Not bad numbers, but production. You know, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. You know, the pressure. Bobby said, you know, Winky has done everything right. He has been a leader. He's been very mature. He's studied. He's like a coach on the field. The only thing he hasn't done is he hasn't been out there and played, and the pressure has been on him. So he's getting that tonight.
Down the middle. Incomplete. Almost picked off.
Just a tad late with the ball.
Yep, just a fraction late. Cedric Curry and Brandon Jennings are both back there.
Warwick is the big play guy. He can turn on the excitement. The ball should be there now.
Yep.
Should be there now. Has to wait for it, and the man catches up.
Yep, Curry almost got it.
Yeah.
Second down and 10. Time remaining first half, 16 seconds. Little handoff inside the minor. And Travis working the mat through the traffic, picks up 8 yards. Timeout call by Florida State with 8 seconds, so they're looking for another play.
Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator for the Aggies.
He's a good coach, that fella.
Yes, he is. They are aggressive. That group will get after you. And there's the leader. A&M last year only allowed 3 touchdowns passing, and they didn't give up very many big plays either. Only 2 of over 40 yards. And they ranked 3rd in the nation in turnover margin, and they've got a couple of turnovers here in the first half tonight that have been a big impact in this ball game.
Well, now you got to remember here who you're playing, right? I mean, he might get down into that Ruski bag or something and come up with some kind of a trick play here.
Yeah, well, I think he has too much respect for an A&M to do that.
Well, he's got one play.
You know, Bobby's a little bit in a bind because Dan Kendra, his quarterback from last year, was hurt in spring practice. In fact, his other quarterback, Altson, was also hurt. And Winky was the only one that went through spring practice that didn't get hurt. Kendra has now decided to move to fullback. So really the only quarterback that he has that has ever thrown a pass in a college game is Winky, and that was only 13 passes last year. Doesn't have a lot of depth at the position is what I'm trying to say.
We got 3 wideouts at the bottom of the picture. All day to throw it. Lets it go. And it's Dugan's going up, and it is batted away. So the Aggies handled it. Rich Cody knocked it down, and surprise, going to the locker room at halftime. It's Texas A&M 14, Florida State Seminoles 10. Either. It's very warm here at Giant Stadium. But there was a big play. The defense turned it around for the Aggies in the second quarter of play. Christian Rodriguez right between the shoulder blades on the Florida State quarterback, Winky. Jay Brooks picks it up, takes it into the end zone.
Outside linebacker blitz. Rodriguez, number 2. Brooks picks it up, the defensive back. And defense has set the tone for this game.
On both sides of the field, actually. Florida State came in knowing full well their defense would have to help this guy, give him some field position, and they did. They did.
Well, Winky is, you see Winky's numbers, 10 of 21. He was 6 of 9 to begin with, but only 4 of 12 on his last 16 throws, so he's cooled off. And be interesting to see how he comes back out.
That win, number 9. Quite a story, a graduate in agricultural development, and he came alive late in that second quarter as well and was involved in a couple of big plays. Larry Smith, the big defensive tackle for Florida State, had gone to x-rays of his right leg after an injury. We still don't know the extent of that. A kickoff by Janikowski for Florida State to start the second half. And they will bring it out to the 20-yard line where it'll be first down for the Aggies. Now let's take a look at the Morgan Stanley Dean Witter first half stats.
You won't like them if you're an offensive type of person. Defensively, you'd like them. Look at the bottom. Both teams have 2 turnovers. A&M converted theirs into 10 points. Florida State, 2 turnovers. They converted one of theirs into 7.
All right, we see Brandon Stewart bring him up with DeAndre Hardiman, the single back for the Aggies. They have played a goodly bit tonight with a double tight end alignment. And they do that, obviously, because they love to run the ball, but there's nothing there. Let's check in with Lynn Swann.
Well, Keith, Bobby Bowden talked about his defense and said what we have to do coming out in the second half is make a big play. He likes the way his team is playing for the most part, but he needs something to change the momentum of this ball game. Larry Smith's x-rays were negative, but he will not be back in the ball game because it's AstroTurf and the high sprain. Slocum said he really loves the way his team is playing, but he wants to apply a little more defensive pressure. Not, however, the kind of pressure that leads his corners on the island, Bob, but the kind that get to the quarterback.
Yep. All right, Cole goes in motion for the Aggies. The pass is thrown hard, and it is caught. Matt Baumgardner, who had a 1 ball thrown to him in the first half and didn't see it, and it went the other way, but this time he made a tough catch.
Well, you're not going to be wide open very much when you play Florida State. You're going to be tightly covered, and you're going to have to be hit right like this. And this is the way that the Florida State defense plays. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy. But it's a first down, and you move the chain. Well, it's 3rd down. But that's the way you pick up first downs on those quick passes.
3rd and 2. Dante Hall going for the first down. did not make it. Tommy Polly, who picked up a loose football in the first half, playing that outside linebacker position, nailed him, and he's short of that first down. What is this conference? Is there a flag? Yes, there is. Finally, we see the flag. The officials from Conference USA, R.G. Jetelier, is the referee.
After the play was over, personal foul. Florida State, 15 yards into the run. First down.
Last year, Florida State was the most penalized team by far in the ACC, and most of those penalties came on the defensive side. They are very aggressive and very physical. Number 29, watch Polly.
It's the second guy.
Stevens, yeah, that's Stevens. Demetrio Stevens, yeah. There came the flag.
Yep. So that's a big play for the Aggies. Puts the ball up at the 45-yard line in the first down.
Like a turnover.
And Stewart trips and falls.
A penalty was like a turnover, Keith, because they were going to have to punt the ball away, and now they keep the football.
Somehow Brandon Stewart looked like he might have gotten his foot tangled up with, I don't know, maybe one of the linemen stepped back on him.
I think he got tripped.
Yep, somebody stepped on him or...
Watch his feet. Yeah,
one of the linemen.
Like his right guard, maybe.
And so there's a loss on that play from the 45 back to the 38-yard line. The numbers for Brandon Stewart in the first half, pretty good stuff. Gets his pass off. Pass is caught by Hodge. And Leroy Hodge from Rosenberg will make the reception up just across the 45. Mario Edwards on the play defensively for the Seminoles.
Seeing Brandon Stewart becoming more and more under composure. I think the more he throws and the more success he has. This is not an easy team to throw against, Keith. You asked the Florida Gators and Steve Spurrier, they have problems with this, but this certainly isn't the type of offense that the Gators have. But Brandon Stewart getting more and more confident.
Ball at third down and 9. First coming, they got him. From the backside, number 40, Tony Bryant.
And maybe he's too confident standing in the pocket. Bryant just comes around the outside.
Reminds you of Boulware and Wilson and Wadsworth.
Well, number 40 is a preseason All-American. He didn't get touched. I mean, heck, Keith, you can make that sack. You don't get blocked. I mean, come on.
But he got around there about 10 times quicker than I would. And the punt by Leckler, it's a good one. Back to the 11-yard line goes D. Feaster. Turning back into the pursuit, and they get him up at the 23-yard line for it'll be first down for the Seminoles, a 50-yard punt and a 12-yard return.
Chevy Tahoe with a Vortec engine. The most powerful SUV anywhere.
Some people have shrinks. Some people have their garage.
Who are you?
I was hired by your roommate.
Well, out of my way, I want a Bud Light.
I don't think so.
This is ridiculous. I live here.
Sorry. You ain't on the list.
List? Is there a problem, Bruno?
Nothing I can't handle.
That's what I like to hear.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Now am I on your list?
Let's see. Nope.
Introducing the Midas battery. Now for just $49.99 with rebate. Batteries. Brand new from Midas.
In 3 weeks, prepare for disaster as Tim and the gang ride the River Wild.
Mother, I love you!
Season premiere of Home Improvement, Tuesday, September 22nd.
The man who just made that play for Florida State, Tony Bryant, has been laying down on the ground trying to work that right hip a little bit. Looks like he had either bruised it or twisted it or the lower back area, but to the right side. But now they've gotten kicked back there. He might have get to walk it off, maybe. Oh, here come the Seminoles from the 23-yard line. First down. Chris Wenke's pass right on the numbers to the sidelines. That's good for a first down. Peter Warwick making the catch. And the defensive play, he's stopped by Jason Webster out around the 35. So that'll be a first down for the Seminoles. 14-10, the Aggies are leading.
Florida State, I feel a little frustrated, Keith. They come out. Aggies just laying off. Webster just playing a deep zone, just saying, all right, you're not going to get by me. Anything in front's all right.
Run it with Minor. 40. About 5 yards.
Florida State is a big play offense. And as we mentioned earlier, Texas A&M does not give up many big plays. Only 2 last year of only over 40 yards.
Warwick is there to the bottom of your picture. Dugans to the top. It's Warwick at midfield, out of bounds. Defending was Jay Brooks, who had a touchdown off that fumble early late in the first half.
Warwick running it out on the other side against Brooks.
Another first down, midfield. Warwick's caught 5 balls tonight for 70 yards. Shotgun. And Winky's pass intercepted and dropped. Oh, my goodness. Royland Bradley hit him right on the number. And it must have startled him. Second and 10. Travis Minor with a hard run. We'll go down to the 46. And it'll be third down and 6 now for Florida State. Clock ticking along in the third quarter, the 16th kickoff classic from Giant Stadium, Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Very pleasant evening. And Chris Wenke now has called a timeout.
I don't know where he was throwing it, Keith, on that previous play. There was not a receiver in the area except for the linebacker.
Well, he's lucky he got it back.
Welcome back.
With that great leaping ability was paired up against Jason Webster. He has a 5-inch height advantage, and he ran over Webster, and he fell down, and he had no chance.
Keith, look at even down here inside the 10-yard line, they're playing off of the receiver. Normally, when you get inside the 10, you come up and bump and run. That's why that play was called, expecting bump and run to throw the fade.
Here's the extra point try now with field goal try with Janikowski. And he's hit one from 33 yards early on in the ball game. This one is put down at the 17, 18, and it is a 28-yard try. That is good. So it's 6:43 to go in the third quarter. The Seminoles get a field goal and trail down by 1 to Texas A&M.
Work piling up. Let's go.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Just for Men, the leader in men's hair coloring, blends away gray in 5 minutes. Midas, for quality service at your neighborhood Midas today. And National Car Rental. What are you waiting for? Let's go. That is Giant Stadium, shining with its new carpet down tonight, and the aerial shots courtesy of the camera in the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, based in Pompano Beach. At the controls tonight, Richard Dick from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Cooler here than down there tonight. High, deep kickoff by Gronkowski, goes way back, no return. Dante Hall puts a knee down, and this Sunday night on ESPN, the National Football League coverage has Oakland and Kansas City. That's at 8:15 Eastern Time. And then Monday night on ABC television, the defending champion Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. That gets going at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, with Al and Dan and Boomer.
Saw Elway a couple of weeks ago. I think he's fired up and ready to go now that the preseason's over with. Let's get it on when they start firing real bullets.
And first down from the 20-yard line for the Aggies with a man in motion. That's 5. And Brandon Stewart, who's played well tonight, gets it off, and it's off the hand of Hodge, and goes incomplete, and there is a penalty flag. A flag is thrown, sir.
Another first down pass by the Aggies.
Discussing the penalty here and inquiring of Lamont Green as to what he might like to do with it, because it's against the Aggies.
Holding Texas A&M. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
So it is a half the distance to the goal line. That will be first down, and long. I mean, down here looking at that Florida State defense in your face, it's first down and 22, and that's like crossing the county. Ball is just inside the 13-yard line. Better be careful. Stevens is bouncing around. And Stewart says, we're messed up. Rather than blow a play and lose the football, I'm going to call a timeout to get things organized. And here's Swanee.
Well, Keith, you saw Tony Bryant being worked on earlier. He's sitting on the bench. He has back spasms in his lower back. The trainer says he's had them in the past. What they try and do is just stretch him out, put some heat on it, and usually they go away. He can go back in and play. So he is questionable at this point. But more importantly, number 55, Brian Allen, sprained an ankle in the first half. They thought he might be able to come back, but I've just been told that number 55, Brian Allen, is also out for the rest of the ball game. Keith?
All right, some of the boys getting dinged up tonight, aren't they?
Allen's the inside linebacker that also plays where Demetrio Stevens does.
Yep. And,
His defensive ends have been pretty good around here, Keith, for a long time. Take a look at some of the boys that have been passed here. Boulware and Wilson had 33 sacks in 96. 97, it was Wadsworth and Spires. That's 3 #1 draft choices, and Spires was a #3 draft choice.
They're great salesmen for the football program
Oh,
at
aren't
the university.
they? And they had another #1 draft choice, Derek Alexander.
1994.
94.
He was the first All-American at that position.
Was a #1 defensive end draft choice. Yep.
All right, now we go with Sir Parker in the backfield. He is the swift one and gets the ball looking for a little daylight. And there isn't any. Just about the line of scrimmage there as the tree fell on him, named David Warren. You know that big old foal from Tyler? I referred there to Earl Campbell a little while ago. I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume that everybody knows that Earl Campbell came from Tyler, Texas, too. And went over there to UT and became an All-American.
Yeah, well, Warren was one of the highly touted recruits that came into this program. He and Reynolds, both true sophomores, at defensive end, and they're just backup. They're waiting their turn.
And Bobby Bowden's taken 10 great players out of Texas in the 90s. This is Sir Parker. They're just eating him up. He never got back to the line of scrimmage that time. So David Warren and Derek Gibson.
Yep. This Florida State last year, 66% of the offensive plays run against the Seminoles defense went for no yardage or negative yardage. That's just unbelievable. 2/3 of the time, the offense didn't make a yard.
It's 3rd down and 23 now, and at this point of the game, you start to wonder if the fellows up front, the offensive front for A&M, might not be getting a little tired. On a little draw for Dante Hall.
Safe
Nothing
fall.
doing.
Yeah.
Safe fall. Lamont Green, the weak side linebacker, got the tackle. Now they'll punt it out of the end zone.
Yeah. In this situation, a punt is not a bad play. RC told us yesterday, you know, if we're backed up, we're not going to make any dumb mistakes and help them out. And we got to realize that a punt is not a bad play in this situation.
All right, Shane Leckler with his 6th punt of the night, waiting for it. Bad news, Peter Warrick standing right at midfield. He needs to kill it. Oh, he did. He runs him back to the 45, back to the 42. And they almost got him back there, but now he's got Priest. And comes back to the 37-yard line.
That guy is...
Nicky finally got him.
He is electric.
That first man missed him.
If you can make the first guy down miss you, then if you've got some ability, which he does, you can make something happen. Great field position.
It's a great punt, 52 yards and a 21-yard return. It's Toya Jones that just missed him downfield in the white shirt.
Nice job of blocking the Seminoles, not throwing their bodies, just staying up, standing up, and just staying, walling off everybody.
Now they're in position to take the lead. First down from the Aggie 37. Throw it over the other way. Give it to Warrick. Let him have it 15 times a game. Good things will happen. He's got 8 yards on that play. He's brought down by Warrick Coleman.
Well, Keith, Jeff Bowden, during the offseason, he went to visit a number of teams to find different ways to get the ball to Peter Warrick, and the quick screen was one of the methods they came up. This is now the play that Florida State likes to run because they see so much press coverage. But they felt if they're going to play off Peter Warrick today, the quick screen is one of the weapons, one of the ways we can get him the ball and make something happen. Keith?
2nd down and 2. Oh, give it to the big fella, Lamar Glenn. 235-pound fullback, got a thump there, and he banged it in for the first down.
Fullbacks and the tight ends don't get to see the ball much these days in college football.
Nope. Only at Michigan. They didn't give him the first down. They didn't. Here comes Billy Rhodes. Billy Rhodes is in the ball game. Now this one could turn out to be my hero. He was 2nd string defensive lineman, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, nose guard, had 18 tackles. They give him the football, and he sticks his head in there and rumbles, and he got the first down. So this spring, they needed some blocking at the point of attack because they couldn't put it in the end zone against the Florida Gators last year on 3 occasions and got beat. And so they moved Billy Rhodes to fullback. And he's the backup fullback. He's the short yardage man, but he did so well in making the transition, gave up so much to go play for the sake of the team. He's the offensive captain.
5th-year senior, and the only reason you like him is he's a big ugly.
I like him.
Admit it. He came from where you were, wanted to like those guys, and now he's running the football and blocking.
Penalty flags. And they burn the clock.
Florida State, 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down. Correct.
Well,
replay, 1st down.
They're hurting themselves here. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens to you when you don't have all your eggs in the right hole, and you almost never do on the opening game of the season.
Winkie has come out in the 2nd half and got it going. 5 of 7, 59 yards.
Lose 5 yards on that play and put it back at the 30-yard line.
He got up there and there was 4 seconds left on the clock.
Keith, Bob, I'm watching what's happening on the field. They get the delay of game penalty, but the coaches took so much time getting a play in. By the time they got a play to the huddle, a player with the play to the huddle, there was already 15 seconds on the play clock. Now he's got to call the play. They're breaking the huddle with under 10 seconds coming to the line. The quarterback would have no chance of seeing the defense, making any kind of adjustment, and then getting the snap.
I think the coaches might be a little spoiled, Lenny, because they run the no-huddle offense so much. That gives them more time if they call the play at the huddle. I mean, at the line of scrimmage. If you're in the huddle, you got to get it in quicker.
You're right. And that first time when he had the delay of game penalty, Bob, I think he came out here and he finally saw those cornerbacks up on the receivers. I don't know what play they had called, but that would have been the perfect time for them to send the receiver deep on the fade and try and let the receiver go up for the ball. But he didn't have a play. He gets a delay of game.
Well, after all of that rhetoric, who's at fault?
Well, it's not the quarterback. The coach for taking so long to get it in.
There you go. Blame that one on the staff.
Now, you know, Mark Richt was talking to me about that last year. He says we run the no huddle. We get into a habit of waiting for so long because they're already at the line of scrimmage, and we take longer to call the play.
All right, it's first down and 15. Wakey back, lets it go big to the corner. Warwick is there, and it is short. Peter Warwick goes down. Somebody rolled up the back of his leg. Look out. Cedric Curry falling down with Warwick, rolled up the back of his leg, and I think you may have an ankle problem right here with Peter Warwick. That reminds me of the way that Heward at Washington got hurt last year in the ball game against Nebraska. Remember?
Rolled up, yeah.
Rolled up on his leg.
This ball is poorly underthrown. He needs to get that ball way out to the outside, and he would have had a chance to make a play. He's going to trip right here. Yep.
Rolled right up on that ankle. Ooh, that'll shorten your breath.
That's the third Seminole now that's gone out with an ankle injury. Two defensive players, Smith and Allen, and now Pete Warwick.
Well, you have an All-American laid on the ground right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know but what Larry Smith might be one too.
Larry Smith definitely is in that category.
Yep.
Pete Warwick. The Seminoles are off next week and open. They don't come back until September 12th. So they have 2 weeks to get these guys healthy.
They said they believe that Larry Smith will be back.
Well, Warwick's walking pretty well. Hurts, though. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. In recognition of these athletes, Chevrolet makes a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund. They've been doing it for a quarter century. So Warwick leaves, and that brings in Snoop Minnis.
Seminoles are at the line of scrimmage, ready to run a play, and Warwick's not halfway off the field yet. But the Seminoles came in minus Lavernus Coles. He was on a one-game probation, so they were a little bit thin in the wide receiver spot to begin with.
So the irrepressible Marvin Minnis arrives to exercise opportunity here. It is second down and 15. Little inside handoff to Travis Minor. And he runs it down to about the 23-yard line. Pretty good pickup by Travis. They will now be looking at 3rd and 7. We're in the third quarter of play. Minute 29 to go. 14-13. Texas A&M leads. Got it. Got the first down. Threw a bullet to Marvin Minnis.
Way to go, Stoops. I want to go down and put him on the scale. See if he can show me 180 pounds.
There's Snoop right here, Keith. He's just going to go down and run to the inside. The inside receiver will break to the outside. Just a three-man route. And he picks up the first down. A&M, on the other hand, playing a lot of zone, just dropping back. Don't give them anything easy.
On the first down play to the corner, the intended receiver falls down. Jason Webster defending on Menace. Menace fell down well before the ball arrived. 20. What about Peter?
Peter Warrick has a ankle sprain, a right ankle sprain, but he's on the sideline. He is getting ready to go back in the ball game. Now keep in mind, they are playing this game on an artificial surface. It's a little harder on those kinds of injuries than if you were playing on natural grass. Pete?
Well, Warwick's going out to the top of the picture now, all by himself as a wideout. And it's second down and 10, and they'll run it to the left side with Minor. And Travis will move it to the 8-yard line. Jay Brooks making the tackle, and we've got a half a minute to go as the clock ticks along here. Probably one more play in this quarter. Boy, the plays are slow coming in. He's still looking for it. In comes Dugan. Out goes Franklin. Whistle, stop it here. Why? I don't know. Well, we think we know the reason. It didn't start the 25-second clock. And that would have been at about 33 seconds. 34. All right, they're up now, and they'll get the play.
25-second clock still not running. It must be now malfunctioning.
To the end zone. It's caught. Warwick, touchdown. Went around the defender, came back. The ball hit him on the numbers. He caught it and took it in. He beat Webster and Cody on the play. Extra point now from Janikowski.
Well, you don't see many blitzes out of A&M tonight, but when you get them backed up, they're coming. Both inside linebackers are coming. That means man coverage. Out here on the side, he's just going to go down and run into the end zone. Watch as Winky's going to pump to the outside. He wants to throw it up to the top, and then he comes back. Warwick comes back to the ball and gets into the end zone.
And Bob, don't you know that receiver coming back to the football looks like a life preserver to a quarterback in the middle of a stormy sea. He comes back, he gives him a big target. If he doesn't come back, he sits flat in the end zone, and the secondary has a chance. He makes this play by just coming all the way back. Winky's on the ground, but when he gets up, hey, we have a touchdown.
And they have the lead at 20-14.
And he threw a couple of touchdown passes. Threw one touchdown pass actually last year, Winky did, but nothing bigger than this one because this is the first one that really counted. That one last year was in mop-up duty.
Field's pretty good right now as Janikowski hammers it to the corner and beyond the goal line. Out to the 20, it'll come. First down, Texas A&M.
Hey, Lenny, I thought you said Warwick had a sprained ankle.
20-14. Florida State leads. ABC will present college football's fourth quarter after a message and a word from our ABC station.
Chip Series.
The ability of Texas A&M to come back is going to hinge on Tucker, Spikes, McKinney, Imuli, Vincent, and Campbell the tight end. the offensive front. They have got to step up now to give Brandon Stewart and the backs a chance to do something. They do it here, and he pops it up for Coles, and that time defended very well by Tay Cody. Coles begging his case a little bit, but Cody was all is in his pocket.
Cody started last year as a redshirt freshman, and they don't take him out very often. They rotate a lot of those defensive backs, but Tay Cody is in there most of the time.
Well, he might have fudged a bit there with that right hand early, but Fisher running with him couldn't see it. Second down and 10.
Another first down A&M deep pass down the sideline.
Something new. There's probably some folks down in practice saying, what is he doing? Oh, what a tough run that is by DeAndre Hardiman. That's a first down, 12 yards the hard way by Hardiman.
'73 is Spikes on the left side. Watch as he pulls across and blocks on Johnson, 92. There's not a lot of room in there, but he does a nice job keeping his feet and making something out of it.
13 yards is what he's going to get in the book. And it's a first down for the Aggies. 20-14. The Seminoles are leading now in the fourth quarter of play. Sir Parker. Nothing doing. Stevens, Corey Simon, number 53, was out there and messed it up, and then Humphrey came over and did the real damage, taking him down.
Here's Mickey Andrews. He was telling me, I mentioned earlier about that speed on the defense. He said there's smart speed and there's dumb speed. He said you want to have that smart speed. He says the dumb speed just takes you away from the ball carrier faster. Tell you.
Chris Cole at the bottom of the picture. Sir Parker now is out there in the receiving position. Pressure coming, pass is thrown, trying to come back inside. The ball skipped around and caught on the ricochet by Chris Cole. How do you do? Look what I found. He's still short of a first down, however.
That was a wide receiver screen. And Brandon throws this out there without really looking. It bounces off of one of the receivers back, comes back to him. He's fortunate that that didn't land in the Seminoles on his right hand.
Third down and 4.
Big play here.
Might determine whatever there is of momentum. Pass was incomplete. They had their arms wrapped around him. Lamont Green was all over him. Tony Bryant was climbing his back, and he still managed to get the ball away with some authority. And now they'll have to punt. So the Florida State defense steps up in that series. And now the defense is going to give the offense a chance to.
Yeah, they had Sir
maybe
Parker,
put this one in the box.
Yeah, number 8 there, Keith, trying to block on one of those big defensive linemen.
No chance.
No way.
No chance. That's low. Feaster watches it bounce. And it'll bounce dead at about the 23-yard line. Time remaining in the football game after that 38-yard punt. 12 minutes and 48 seconds.
It's that time again. The sale you've been waiting.
A&M not doing much in the second half. Only 21 yards. The Florida State defense getting after it.
20-14 and a chance now to pretty much put this one away. If they can get something going. Pass is completed to Marvin Minnis. And Minnis, the young sophomore out of Miami, who has boundless energy, making the catch for the first down at the 37-yard line. I get a sense that the Texas A&M defenders may be getting a little weary. That win has 9 tackles in the ball game.
I think Winky's kind of getting into a groove here. I think maybe he was led to believe that this might be a little bit easier than it's turning out to be.
That ball is flipped. Literally, wrist flipped to Warwick with something on it, mind you. And Peter makes the catch and a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Saw Brandon talking to Bernard there, who was talking to the quarterback. He must not have been saying, what are you doing after the ball game? But Brandon came in and says, leave my quarterback alone.
Second down, long 5. He's changing his play, but he better hurry up. Passes away where it needed change to. It worked. He went back to Minnis. He had Warwick inside and Minnis outside, and Minnis got the ball and got the first down.
I told you, Chris Menke making his first start, 26 years old. These are some of the guys that are younger than him in the National Football League, just to give you a perspective on the age of Chris Winkie. I think there's 9 starters in the National Football League that are younger than Winkie. They got a lot more experience, but they're younger.
That's Travis Minor running for about 9 yards on the play.
Well, not. Chris spent 6 years in the minor leagues, the Blue Jays minor leagues, trying to hit a curveball. Decided when they wanted to trade him, to move him to a catcher, that wasn't for him. And Bobby Bowden said, hey, if you ever want to come back, when he left in 1990, if you ever want to come back, scholarship will always be there for you.
Second down and 2, call it. And there's your first down with Travis Minor getting it just over the 40-yard line. The NCAA does not have an age limit. The only rule they have relative to that is you've got to complete your eligibility within 5 years of your first class. Well, when he came to Florida State in '90, he left school before the classes began.
That didn't count. He went to 4 days of practice.
But classes hadn't started.
They didn't go to any practices. That's correct.
So as a result, he gets his full 5-year when he comes back.
You know, Keith, you and Bob were talking about Chris's age. Danny Cannell was here on the sideline. I asked him if he had talked to Chris Winkie. He says, yeah, I talked to him yesterday at the mill, and today I said, did you offer him some advice? He goes, I felt strange. I'm only 24 years old. What am I going to tell him?
He's a very mature kid. I mean, talking with him, and Bowden raves about him. He says the leadership and the maturity. He studies. He's like a coach on the field. Well, all those traits are good, but you still have to go out there in the battle and do it on the field. And that's what he's going for.
Hey, now he's got a carry. So he's in the rushing stats tonight, too. But the point is, they keep possession of the ball, and they got it going the right way.
Bobby was raving about him the other day, and he was just saying one thing after the other and saying, you know, he's great. He says he does everything right. He says, I don't know what the. He says he's the best I've ever had around here. And I just let him think about that for a second. He says, I know I say about that about a lot of guys.
Wing pass out to Travis Minor. And they're throwing penalty flags all over the place because he apparently got a face mask. Warwick Coleman. I don't know if he got a face mask or not. The two of them threw it, and I think maybe he had him by the shoulder pad or the back of the helmet. I'm looking right at it, and I don't think I saw a face mask. Maybe I'm wrong.
Warwick Coleman is one of the outstanding linebackers on this wrecking crew defense for R.C. Slocum. This is his 26th consecutive start.
We have no flag on the play.
Picking it up. If I could pick it up, I could pick it up.
I didn't think he had the face mask. It just didn't look like it.
Well, Bobby wants to know.
Well, Bobby's on the other side of the field. He couldn't see that play. But he wanted to make sure anyhow. There goes Minor. You know what Travis Miner has developed that once you get a hold of him, he's got that little surge, and he's going to hit you for another 2 yards before you get him down.
Always going forward.
Yep.
Go back to the last play. Was it face mask or not?
No.
I don't think so. I think the way that helmet came around, he had to have part of the face mask.
You couldn't see it either.
Sure I could. Sure I could. Just knowing the way that helmet. Look the way the helmet comes back. Look at that. The neck and the helmet. See, the official that initially called it on the sideline didn't stay with it long enough. He didn't say, yeah, I'm sure it was. And he was overruled.
Travis again. And Travis Miner shakes him off and belts his way down the sideline for a first down.
He made that look easy, and several other times he starts up the center and then goes around the outside.
He looks pretty good, doesn't he?
This play is designed up the middle, and there's linebackers plugging the holes, and he just has enough speed and quickness to get around the outside. It's 26 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
And a first down on that carry inside the 17-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Winky runs away from it, holds it down, and fumble. Aggies may have it. They do. Jay Brooks is involved again. Nat Wynn.
That win that knocks it out.
Knocks it out. And then here comes Brooks. Dat Wynn. Another big play for the Texas A&M defense.
Dat Wynn had an interception for a touchdown last year. A lot of big plays come out of that number 9.
Almost had one tonight.
Yeah.
Ball is on the 14-yard line.
Things were going awfully good for the Seminoles offense. They moved it down. They had a blitz on. He was outside the pocket. He just didn't hold on to the ball.
Aggies moving around before the snap. That'll back them up 5. Are they calling contact by Florida State? Aggies are arguing that Florida State was involved in it. Offside, they're going to get the call, too. Corey Simon. I saw the movement in the white shirt, but inside, Corey Simon had to get into the neutral zone and perhaps even make contact. That's Nat Wynn right there. That is, as we told you, Vietnamese refugee, remarkable story of courage. Already graduated.
Bright kid, and he enjoyed talking with him.
I really enjoyed that. Yep. Here comes the reverse with Chris Cole, and the Seminoles eat it up. David Warren, number 99, was in the backfield waiting for him.
You know, as quick as the Seminoles are defensively, you would think reverses would work on them. There was 4 guys back over there waiting for that one.
That might have been the trick play of the day, though, because who knows with what Chris Cole's coming around to throw the ball.
Oh, you're right.
Brandon Stewart's got the heat, and they get a hold of him just as he throws the ball, and he cannot deliver it. He got the pass away, but with nothing on it, and it's David Warren one more time with a big defensive play.
Warren is a defensive end that's going to be one of the top defensive ends in the country in a couple of years. I mean, he's a baby. From the bottom left, number 99. Oh, you can't block him with the tight end. I mean, that looks good when you draw it up on the board. This little circle blocks this little X, but that little circle is a tight end, and Warren is a defensive end that cannot be blocked by a tight end.
He's 6'5", 240. And about 4 feet. That pass is incomplete, overthrown. Pass was intended for Matt Bumgardner.
For the Seminole defense, Mickey Andrews, they just came in and they dominated. The reverse, they stuffed it. They almost sacked the quarterback on the second down, and when Brandon rolled out on the third down, there was nobody open.
And it's 4th and 10, and here's the punter. It'll be the 8th punt of the night for Shane Leckler.
There's danger here.
That's Warwick waiting. That's a good kick. Got a lot of hang time on it. Oh, there's a penalty flag, and Webster almost got him, but he got away again and runs it a long way back upfield. But let's see about that penalty flag at the 41-yard line. It's got to be on A&M.
Peter Warwick is fearless. He knows this guy has to give him 6 feet, and he didn't give him, so it's a flag, but he breaks that tackle. This guy is dangerous. Great receiver and a very good punt returner.
46-yard punt, good enough with good hang time, but a 32-yard return, so it's a net of only 14, and the Aggies are in trouble.
All right, bring it in here, guys. Huddle up. Now listen up, fellas. We got a full house out there. They can't get to the Rockies, so let's bring the Rockies to them. Right? We got the coldest beer around. With Frost Brewed Coors Light and our trades, there's no reason we shouldn't have a great day. Now what do they want? Coors Light. What do we got? Coors Light. What? Coors Light. I can't hear you. Coors Light. Get ready.
Sing too when you try Chili's Ranch Hand Filet. Slow grilled over an open flame for a bold outdoor flavor. Then placed on awesome blossom strings and served with skillet potato cakes and grilled veggies. Only at Chili's.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday
game. Bobby Bowden said that Chris Winkie had a lot of skills, but there were a few lessons he would have to learn. Right in the first half, he had to learn how to feel the pressure coming in from behind. The next thing he has to learn is, even though he's a big guy, there's some other big guys on defense, and they've got the strength to strip the football. He is playing extremely well, but the education continues. Keith?
All right, Swanee. Florida State right now, with the football setting down on the Texas Aggies 24-yard line, can put a thing that I like to call a door slammer on the wall here. This is a team that's been in the AP top 4 11 straight seasons, and they've won 10 games over 11 straight seasons. That's remarkable.
That's what you call a dynasty.
That's what the NCAA calls them. There's that little quick pitch back to Travis Minor, and Minor's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play, and Winkie threw that ball back pretty stout. But Minor handled it.
Well, you know, the record book, the NCAA record book calls them a dynasty, although they've only won 1 national championship in those 11 years. It's Nebraska over that period has won, well, they've won a championship 3 of the last 4.
Yep.
Sharing the title last year as co-champion.
I think Frank's going to have to have a look at his passing.
Well, the same thing happened last year, the first game, though. Remember with Dante Culpepper.
Look at that. Look at Minor. Oh, he's just like he's walking around on a piece of black ice.
Yeah, you have to
sliding around, finding room.
Black ice?
Yeah.
Well, how's black ice any slipperier than any other?
Well, it is. It's harder.
All right.
Ball's on the 15-yard line, and it's 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. Minor has 129 yards.
You still have to tackle him. It's not tag in there.
Third and 1.5 yards. Big shot. Lamar Glenn. And Glenn bangs it in. It looks like he might have a first down. They've given him the 13-yard line. first down. So they put a touchdown on the board here. The way that defense has taken over control of the line of scrimmage against the Aggie offensive line, and I suspect this one will be over.
Well, he's got to be pleased with his short yardage offense. He's had problems with that in the past.
Last 2 years. Well, he's giving it back to that big old fullback, Glenn. And Glenn, who steps on the field at 2:35, and takes it inside the 10. Clock is rolling along merrily at 6:18. And he picks up 3 yards, second down and 7. Here comes Warwick. As Glenn leaves.
Got a shoe problem.
Losing a shoe.
Wide receivers and running backs can slip that thing on, but big heavy fullbacks, they can't slip that thing on there as agilely.
I got to watch my man Billy Rhodes here now. Point of attack. Opens the hole. There goes Minor. Down to the 1-yard line.
Replay the fullback.
That win was knocked out of the way by Billy Rhodes. And I'll tell you what, that takes some knocking to get that win out of the way. Watch this.
Watch number 9. He just got wiped out.
Took him down.
By the fullback. 43, Billy Rhodes. Now that win says, hey, wait a minute, guys. Don't. That's an offensive lineman there. You know, as a defensive lineman the year before. Come on. I mean, he's not a fullback.
Timeout call by Florida State. I tell you what, the fella from Alabama knows what he's doing. Just about.
We will never, ever smoke up this house again. We are quitting with the patch.
Nicoderm CQ.
With the steps.
There's a lot to be said for steps.
While Nicotrol has only 1 step, Nicoderm CQ has 3, so you can step down your dose gradually the way doctors and pharmacists prefer.
Was this a great idea or what?
Nicoderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Let me tell you a story about the trucks that never sleep.
Got an early one, huh?
Better fill it up. It's the tough new line of Ford F-Series, with over 50 different models to custom fit the job. That's more than anyone else. And they all come with power you can count on. They're like some trusty sidekick in an old Western, except this movie never ends.
See you tomorrow.
You can count on it. The Ford F-Series, the most powerful, most complete line of trucks ever built Ford Tough.
The Bowl Championship Series is online with live action, interviews, game highlights, and the College Football Challenge on the web.
I got news for that win now, and the rest of those fellows on that defensive side of the ball. My condolences. They got both of those big old fullbacks in the backfield now. Rhodes and Glenn both, along with Travis Minor. Let's just listen for the sound. Give it to Billy Rhodes. Stuck his head in there and didn't score. The Aggies stuffed him.
Holdman and Dat Wynn said, wait a minute.
Well, they nailed him, didn't they? He lost the yard on the play.
The thing he did, he's an all. If you just joined us, this Rhodes is an ex-defensive lineman, ex-offensive lineman turned fullback as a blocker. They gave him the ball. It's going to be the last time. He went over, just stopped until he got the ball, and then he ran.
Chris Weinke trying to wedge it in from the quarterback position, and the Aggies hold him. So A&M trying to come up with a goal line stand here in late stages of the ball game and try to keep it alive. It's 20-14. Florida State leads. They got a yard to go. And if they punch it in, it might be doomsday. And the Aggies know it. to fight him. Travis Minor. Nothing doing. Dat Wynn. And Jason Webster. Boy, that kid is really something. They are quick. They are quick. Oh, my, what a player. So they're going to settle for 3.
Bottom of your screen, Dat Wynn is number 9. We'll go to the left side. Wynn just gets over there. He says, nobody touches me. Everybody, the lineman kept him off of me. That doesn't work. He is a fine player, no question about that.
Janikowski with a 22-yard field goal try. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And now 3 for 3. So that makes it a 23-14 ball game with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to play. Now, a point that R.C. Slocum made, he said, we have not come back here proposing that we're going to beat Florida State. We are saying to you, we have come back here to take a shot at it. And we're going to do the best we can, and we feel that we have a chance.
He talked about playing in one of these preseason games a couple of years ago against BYU and not playing well, and it really upset their whole season. They went and finished 6-6 a couple of seasons ago, and he didn't want that to happen, so he was kind of preparing his players, I think, if they didn't play well or if they didn't win. As I see it, they've played this game very well, and they can take some confidence away from here. By the way, they played Florida State.
And they played a team a lot of people think is the best in the country going into the season. Certainly no worse than Pooh. And they played them right to the hilt.
But I don't think we've seen the best out of either one of these teams, Keith.
No.
The defenses were dominant, but could be better, and the offenses were mediocre at times.
Look at that kick by Janikowski. Oh, you got to go now. You stepped on the goal line. And the return is out by Dante Hall. He came it out about the 19-yard line. The attendance tonight, 59,233. Meet the people behind live television when the show ends. Real life begins on Sports Night, Tuesdays this fall on ABC.
Sports Night.
I ain't messing with that one.
I'm a little too much.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I don't know. Sports Night could mean a lot of things. 19-yard line. First down. Penalty flag. Stewart sacked. Back at the 10-yard line. Offsides against Florida State. So that helps the Aggies a bit. You see up there in the right-hand corner, you've got 3:07 to play. You see the score at 23-14, 9-point Florida State lead. And this is going to make it a first down and 5 for Texas A&M. I think Brandon Stewart's played pretty well tonight.
I do too, and I was just thinking about that, Keith. I think he because he went to Tennessee for a little while and was there with Peyton Manning and actually played in the first game 5 years ago, a little bit ahead of Peyton, but he has unfairly been compared to him for the rest of his career.
Another offside by Tony Bryant. I don't see a flag, and that pass is incomplete.
It seems like anything he does, he's compared to Peyton Manning. He's supposed to be that good. Well, the system at Tennessee and the system that he is in here at A&M are like night and day.
Yep.
There's no way that any quarterback at A&M is going to do what a quarterback at Tennessee does.
I remember that night vividly in the Rose Bowl, Tennessee playing UCLA. Jerry Colquitt had waited 4 years to play. He was in his 5th year. And on the very first series, tore up a knee and his career was gone. And then Todd Helton came in and replaced him. Todd now playing baseball and a very good first baseman.
He could be the rookie of the year.
Could be. And that's part of him carrying the ball and getting it up on second down and 6 for about a 3-yard pickup. And the third quarterback in the game that night for Tennessee was Brandon Stewart.
Right.
And he actually played quite well.
And he was a true freshman.
True freshman.
And there was 2 of them Tennessee, and the other one was Peyton Manning. And Manning also played that night. But
third down and 1. Out of the shotgun, and there's the flag. And we'll burn the clock. Or Spike's move. I saw somebody wiggling. I think it was Spike.
Prior to the snap. False start.
False start.
Texas A&M. 5-yard penalty.
Tired at this point of the night. Been a warm night. Yep. Long trip. All of those elements. And that big defense beating on you all night long. Whew.
Well, talking about Brandon, I think he's done a very good job against one of the toughest defenses in college football. This defense will get after anybody.
3rd and 6. The pass is thrown to the sidelines. It is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. And they'll have to punt it away. I would liken playing against this Florida State defense kind of like having a picnic in a log slide. Boy, I tell you, there isn't any place to go. There isn't any place to go.
Well, last year, this defense knocked 8 quarterbacks out of the game. They played 12 games, and they knocked 8 quarterbacks out. And they knocked 2 of their own out in spring ball. So Brandon has survived it and will learn a lot from it.
Very quiet young man. But certainly with purpose. Ninth punt of the night for Lechler. High hanging kick. Feaster makes a fair catch. It'll be Florida State first down at its own 34, leading by 9, and only 1:49 left to play in the game.
In a great city, you cannot distinguish them by gender or by race or by age. Yet they are all bound together by one remarkable talent. They breathe life into learning. State Farm is proud to support America's most innovative teachers through our Good Neighbor Award. Thanks to these teachers, students are seeing learning in a whole new light.
It's big and it's back. The sale you've been waiting for is back, and it's bigger than ever. It's the Ford Factory Authorized Clearance. It's savings time. And right now, you can get low 0.9% APR financing and $750 cash back on Taurus. Plus, get $1,000 cash back or 0.9% APR financing on Escort, Contour, and ZX2. Hurry, the Ford Factory Authorized Clearance ends soon at your local Ford dealer.
Mission Control, we have a problem.
Even in today's high-tech engines, deposits can still diminish power.
Dirty fuel system affecting performance.
Enter Valvoline SynPower, a new line of high-performance additives and cleaners. A complete fuel system treatment, formulated with component-targeting synthetic molecules that lock on and eliminate those power-robbing deposits.
Fuel and air mixture, a go.
So your engine runs cleaner and performs the way it should.
We have it all.
Valvoline SynPower, rocket science for the road.
Just a little over a minute remaining to play in the 16th Kickoff Classic. That win. The numbers for that youngster tonight, 13 tackles and forced a fumble. And earned the respect of the opponent, I guarantee you. It is 2nd down and 13. Before they finally got him down. The National Football Foundation and the Hall of Fame are the beneficiaries from this ball game. Money has been used for distribution across the country in scholarships. 3rd down and 12 coming up.
I think sometimes there's too much pressure and too much expectations put on the Florida State quarterback, too.
No question.
Chris Winkie, I think everybody thought that he was going to come in here and just knock your socks off because he was 26 years old and he was so mature. But it's proven that, he hasn't started a game in 9 years, and although he's practiced with this team for a year now and he knows the system, it's still a little bit different when they're, like I say, firing the real bullets and they're getting out there and you're under fire. So this will go a long way towards his development this year.
Been quite a week for New Jersey. How about Toms River? winning the Little League World Championship.
All right.
Way to go, guys.
That was great.
That was terrific.
I
You know,
love
Lakewood won in 1975, the last time a New Jersey team.
Did you ever do a
Oh,
Little
yeah,
League
I
World
did a lot
Series?
of them. I'm not sure that I didn't do Lakewood.
Well, you've done everything, Hoss, and you've been everywhere.
I can't remember for sure, but somewhere along in the back of my old head, I rattled around and I was involved in that one. But either me probably or Jim McKay did a lot of them too. Jimmy did them when they were in the Wide World. Third down and 12. And Miner's going to wiggle around and move it up to about the 45, and it'll be fourth down, and the clock is running. And where's A&M? And time's out now. They don't have any. Nobody's got any. And they don't have to punt. They can just snap it one more time and let the clock run out. Everybody can tie their shoes and go home. And remember, if you take your pillow with you, you can sleep anywhere.
I meant to ask you.
Travis Miner has carried 34 times for 146 yards and a touchdown. That's a Florida State record for rushing attempts for the ball game.
I meant to ask you, after 46 years with ABC Sports, you're retiring. What have you learned?
That.
Take your pillow with you. You can sleep anywhere.
That's right. Alex Wallow taught me that. Got 3 ticks remaining on the clock. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game then will be that win for Texas A&M, 13 tackles and forced to fumble. For Florida State, Peter Warrick, 159 all-purpose yards, 9 catches, 106 yards and a touchdown, career high, 3 punt returns for 53 yards. A Chevrolet donation made to each school's General Scholarship Fund to reward outstanding students for academic achievements. Been going on for a quarter century.
Pair of 9s win the MVP.
Yep. And your final score is Florida State, ranked second in most of the polls, starting the season, 23. Texas A&M, 14. Good football game. Both teams played well, and we thank you for joining us.